This research as such is very interesting for me because this is exactly what we have been looking for in other intervention studies previously. A modification to this interface human environment, and that is where our technology may actually help us. The idea is definitely very promising, and it is also clear that the horizontal forces are a contributor to these loadings which people experience during changes in direction or landings, and therefore it would be the first point of intervention for me as well.
Spraino is injury prevention patch that you actually can attach to every indoor shoe. We tested it on semi-professional handball girls from the second league handball club. So we used the most advanced motion capture system with the force plates. We actually used two just next to each other in order to having an area of the contact bigger, so they will not need to think and look down before the turn. This motion capture actually allowed us to make inverse dynamics on the trajectories in the force. And from the inverse dynamics, we could calculate or estimate ankle moments, ankle loads, ground reaction forces, angular velocity, touchdown ankles, takeoff ankles, late contact moments, early contact moments, pretty much everything. We investigated 20 different biomechanical parameters in order to gain an understanding how Spraino might affect your biomechanical performance. The idea is really nice because it's building around some biomechanical aspect that actually works in reality. Our studies showed actually that the Spraino is not affecting the performance of the players, of the women handball players, but that might be actually as well for the male handball players.
It will only pose a risk to other, let's say, body parts, not just joints, if there is unpredictable outcomes which the athlete is not used to. In our research so far, we have basically found that if you reduce friction, then the joint loading is typically reduced. In the current way it is applied, I wouldn't see any risk. A catching of the edge during sidestepping movements, as well as landing on another person's foot or a ball, may have disastrous consequences. So therefore, to have an intervention which specifically or very locally changes this friction interaction with the ground is also very promising.
So I did a lot of scientific investigation into the literature, the academic literature on biomechanics and on clinical side of injuries, and I found out that not much was done in this field actually, and that the whole concept of Spraino would be entirely new, which was a kind of surprise to me. But realizing that, I worked on developing Spraino, and now we are happy that it has actually been developed, and we believe and hope that it will help a lot of people.
If you think about technology, we often think about computerized inventions, but in this case, it's such a simple solution that it's just too good to be true, basically.